Hello everyone, it's Peter here at Leisure Coast Wind and Brass in Wollongong on a somewhat windy day. The doorbell keeps going in the background because the door keeps blowing open. And you can probably hear the roof rattling a little bit, so I do apologize for those interruptions. But there is something on my bench that I want you to see, and it's a little slide. That slide comes off a Vintage 1 trumpet that is a good few decades old and was brought in to have it refurbished essentially. You can see that there's a giant hole in that slide, and that hole obviously doesn't belong there. So what's the go? The go is that this is the result of red rot. Red rot is a chemical process that's also called dezincification, where the zinc leaches out of the brass. Now you can ask yourself, why does that happen? It happens because instruments are left with a heck of a lot of buildup inside. What's happened here is that over time there has been so much buildup in this trumpet, and its slide specifically, that it started reacting with the brass from the inside out, and eventually started basically leaching the zinc out of it, making the brass so soft that it goes a red color and eventually just starts crumbling. And indeed, that's what happened to this particular slide as well. When we first looked at it, it had a very small hairline crack running just along this side here. So we decided to go and make a patch. It's not an uncommon thing to do in the industry. You make a little patch that fits beautifully on top of the slide and fixes that crack, essentially. Now, of course, to solder this in place, we need to sand down the plating a little bit down to the bare brass here, because otherwise your solder won't stick. And as soon as we started doing that, this whole area turned bright red, and I knew immediately what it was. So I took this little pin that I have in my hand, gave it a little bit of a nudge, and with almost no pressure at all, the entire little bunch of brass that sat here crumbled and basically fell apart. So it's lucky we made that patch, because the only way to fix this now is, of course, to patch that over so that whole slide becomes whole again, and especially airtight again. But guys, this is exactly why your instrument needs annual servicing. Okay, so let's talk about this annual servicing then. In front of me is a partially assembled trumpet, but you can completely extend this to any other brass instrument because they all work the same way in terms of what I'm about to explain. Mouthpiece goes in, you attach yourself to the mouthpiece, you blow a big raspberry, music comes out, sounds great, the end. If it was only that simple. Thing is, you blow air, but with that air comes anything that's in your mouth and lungs, and all of that gets deposited inside the trumpet or trombone, French horn, euphonium, whatever the case may be, creating a beautifully moist, food-rich, damp and dark environment. And what's the one thing that loves that? Bacteria. So they all come running, start festering inside your instrument, and before you know it, you've got this chemical soup in there. And I know that it's in there because I see what comes out when we service these things. Sometimes we get fairly clean instruments, most of the time we get quite dirty instruments. What comes out usually looks green or brown. Sometimes it fizzes, which is a great sign of life, but probably not in the place that you'd expect it or would want it. And that's where we come in with professional servicing. We've got all the chemicals here, all the tools to make sure that we can clean the entire instrument out properly. If you haven't had a service in 12 months or more, please drop us a line or give us a bell and we'll happily schedule you in for an annual service. We've got plenty of spots available in November, and we'd be happy to see you here in the shop in Kira Street, Wollongong. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it informative. If you have anything to add to that, please leave it in the comments below, or drop us a line on what else you would like to see, because we quite enjoy making these videos for you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.